everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well, getting ready for the end of the year. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about starting a business. I get a lot of questions from people who are interested in maybe venturing out on their own and becoming their own boss or starting something new. And they typically ask for advice. And I always kind of find myself in a position where I'm surprised people are asking me for advice. But I guess, there's some learning experiences along the way that are worth sharing, especially if it helps other people kind of avoid some, traditional pitfalls in, trying to go through that initial creative process. So I guess I'll start by telling you a little bit about how we got to where we are. We've had this business now for 8 years, consulting on marketing and fundraising with nonprofits, but also helping for-profits with their revenue streams and their sales teams. And it, kind of was a difficult decision in some ways and the easiest decision in others. But what really was the motivation for us, for our family, was to really decide that we wanted ownership over our own time. And my husband and I had both worked for different employers over the years and, had very rewarding experiences in different ways. But it just felt like it was time for us to, kind of take back our time. And we were starting a family. We had our first daughter. And it just felt like the right time. Scary, but the right time. And so with a lot of motivation and support from family and friends and people that I respected, we made that jump. But I will say this, before we made that jump, it was really important for me because I'm not really the risk taker, at least I don't perceive myself that way. It was really important for me to get some good feedback from people I trusted. And I went around to maybe 5 or 6 people that I really respected, that had their own businesses, that were in, similar marketplace that I wanted to enter into to really find out if there was a need for what it is that I wanted to do. And it was a really great learning experience to hear from them about their journey, about their challenges, but then also the opportunity ahead. And it really helped me decide, okay, how are we going to format our business in a way that provides something that maybe others don't, or enhances something that and fulfills a need in the community. So that's kind of how we, initially started. And then, some really important things to do were to incorporate, to make sure that we were actually running a legitimate registered business. We went through the process of setting up a website and having a place for people to go to learn more about what we were doing, and a place for people to engage with us and the information about what we did. But I think the most important part of all of that for me was, how do I replicate my income? How do I take what it is that I had been making in a position and replicate that so that from a financial perspective, we could feel safe, and really probably me feeling safe. And that was important to me. And so before I left my job, and we had already started this company probably 4 months or so before I left a position that I had, I spent some time, trying to build business, letting people know what I was doing and spreading the word so that I had kind of a base of people that, I knew would either commit or come on board, or, kind of give me some indicators that there was going to be business available. And it was a really challenging kind of time because I had kind of one foot in my job and I had one foot in my business. And some of the best advice that I ever got from a good friend of mine was that, I couldn't be 100% in both places, that I needed to put both feet in on one side and just move forward. And that was something, I don't know why at that time that resonated with me, but it did. And what I realized is that it's going to be really hard for me just personally, because I like to throw myself 100% into whatever it is I'm doing. But it's really hard for me to be 50% in on one side and 50% in on the other, kind of with this fear of, are we going to make it? Is this going to work? Is this the right decision? And all the what ifs that go with that. So, I spent, I don't know, a good week or two really thinking about that. And then really with the support of my family decided, look, we're just going to go all in, and we didn't really have a backup plan, I guess, except for to go back to work for somebody. But it was that we're just going to put 100% in, and that in my head, I had to put 100% in, that this was going to be what I was going to do every day. So I made that decision, and it's the best decision I ever made for a lot of reasons. One, it gave us more quality time with our family and raising our kids, which was really a huge motivating factor for doing this in the first place. But second, it really helped me utilize my talents and skills in a different way to help more people. And I didn't at the time really realize that, if I did this, that there would be so many different ways and opportunities to use the skills and knowledge and expertise and life experiences in different ways to help people. And I think that's really been a hugely rewarding part of owning your own business, our business, and working with various types of clients and situations and really getting to kind of problem solve on a regular basis. So I really enjoyed that. But the thing that was important to me, from a financial perspective, was to not have to worry about how we were going to pay our bills, how we were going to, make ends meet. Because I had just had this like very deep fear that it was just going to fail horribly, and it was not going to, not going to be successful. And that fear was really fairly intense. But there's also this kind of driver that happens inside of me. I don't know about you, but inside of me that kind of is that, okay, well, either I'm going to fold or I'm going to fight. And I decided to fight. And so business development became a really important part of the process. And for me, as a business owner, business development was something that I had to understand that I had to do all the time. And it wasn't just going to networking events or meeting with new people. It was honestly going through my LinkedIn contacts and going down the list and reconnecting with people that I had maintained relationships with. And the relationship piece is such a huge part. I know in other topics we've talked about that, and I talk about that a lot, but it is huge. If you burn bridges and you push people away on a constant basis, or you don't follow up, or you leave loose ends, it really can impact how those relationships help you in the future. And so I'm one of those people that I don't really like to leave a lot of loose ends when it comes to things like that. And yeah, sure, I've made mistakes, and there have been moments that I'm probably not proud of, but I think we all have those. But for the most part, I can pick up the phone and talk to somebody I haven't talked to in a very long time, and we can kind of continue our conversation where we left off. And so that became really important, to tap into those professional contacts, relationships, people I had worked with in previous jobs and previous industries, to just let them know what I was doing. And it was kind of a weird thing. I wanted people to know, but I also wanted people to engage, to want to become a client or have a need for me to fulfill. But what I found is that the more I talked about what we were doing and what we were trying to help with, the more people, kind of connected us with others that had those problems, that needed that solution, that we might be a good match for. And so 99% of our business is referral and word of mouth. We don't advertise. We don't, send out mailers and, try to engage people from a traditional advertising standpoint. We're active on social media. We're trying to make, connections with people. And I'm very strategic about the types of things that I get involved with, because I feel like if it's a networking group or a paid membership or something like that, that it should be worth the investment of paying for that, and result in some type of business or client engagement to kind of, be a good return on investment. And so I've been picky about that. I haven't just joined every single thing. I didn't join every chamber. I didn't get involved in every group. I didn't sit on every board that I was asked, if I would. I chose very carefully a balance between the types of people that we need to be in front of and engaged with, because those are the types of clients we're serving or the problems that we're solving, or groups of people that would help propel us forward or enhance our expertise in some way. And by doing that, I think that it's helped us, grow our business in a good way, in a healthy way. I think with this past year, which has been challenging for us and many people, we've had to pivot a lot. We've had to be nimble. We've had to be flexible. We've had to be innovative and, addressing needs and issues in a slightly different way. But it's helped us grow. It's helped us get better. It's helped us hone our skills. So I guess my advice to you is that if you're thinking about starting a business, you got to be 100% in. It's hard to be doing 2 or 3 things at the same time and not dedicate, your time and your energy to something that you want to see be successful. So 1, be 100% in. 2, reach out to your networks and really talk to people about what you want to do. Ask for their advice. People are willing to sit down and give you advice. Probably some that you don't even want, but it's great to engage in conversation, and it's a fairly easy way to get people's attention, and start a conversation about what's possible. And 3, never stop marketing and doing business development. We found that with our clients, almost every engagement takes about 3 months to kind of solidify and get started, and that's fairly quick, compared to other industries. But, when you're doing it, it seems like a lifetime. And then there's others that take longer. But that for us, puts us in a place where I know, okay, that's what our cycle is. I need to know when I need to start, when I need to be working, which is, constantly on business development, because the fruits of our labor, are probably not going to bloom until, 3 months later. So things like that are important that you kind of learn. But I would say, if you feel passionate about something, start asking questions and figure out if that passion can be turned into helping people solve a problem. And if it can, and there's a demand for that, then jump in and do it and try it. And the worst case scenario is you fall flat on your face and you pull yourself back up and you start over again. But I will say for us, it's been a very rewarding experience in personal growth and business growth that I wouldn't trade for anything. So I hope that's helpful for you. Just some kind of motivation and tips for, if you're thinking about starting something new, especially with the new year coming ahead. I encourage you to try it. And if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. If you want to pick my brain or run something past me, please feel free to reach out. You can go to our website at www.mymabs.com. That's MYMABS.com. You can contact us through our website. You can also email at info@mymabs.com. I'm happy to respond that way as well. So I wish you the best of luck. If we can be of any help, please reach out and have a great rest of your week. Bye.